In the EOE department, Environmental Outdoor Education, ultimately what we're looking to do is to create meaningful experiences in outdoor settings. One of the reasons why we find that that is so important is that it really sets students up for success in the future. And kind of the way that I see that unfolding is that you have kind of this connection between comfort and confidence and success, right? Where you're comfortable, you're confident. Where you're confident, you're successful. And so if we can make students expand where they're comfortable, we can expand where they're confident, and we can expand the space that they become successful in.
The EOE tribe, per se, is a way to create a safe space for students to have fun. It's also a way to build camaraderie. It's also a way to build new friendships. It's also a way to break down old barriers. It's also a way to break down personal walls.
What I like about EOE is that you just get to be in nature and just have this amazing experience away from your homes and all that technology. And you just get to be like out here, and it's just so amazing. I love it.
While the 7th graders are out here, we get to do a number of different activities. First and foremost, we get to do some kayaking, learn some kayaking skills. We get to have that happen both in a daytime setting and head out to a really beautiful sand spit where they get to go and play in the ocean. Also, we try to do an evening kayaking program where they basically get to paddle out, not that far, and just experience kind of beautiful flat water, stars, moonlight. It's pretty incredible. There's also about a 4-mile hike round trip that we go to do the top of Valencia Peak, where students get to overlook the entire Morro Bay. And then lastly, we do a bunch of really amazing tide pooling out at Coralina and Hazards Cove. And in that same day, we head up to just past the San Simeon Pier to go check out the elephant seals.
It's important for kids, for students, for adults, for anyone to be outside, to disconnect and to reconnect and to have a different perspective on life, really.
Food is a major part of every trip. And because it is, we try to make it as tasty as we can. We also try to make it as varied as we can. We bring out a ton of fresh food and a ton of organic foods. We have tons of options on every meal. We will always have vegetarian options, we'll have vegan options, we have gluten-free options. Every dinner we have fresh salads. We also have fresh guacamole on a burrito night. We also try to put the students in charge of all the serving. It gives them a little bit of ownership, and it allows them to have a little bit of fun. They're serving the salads, they're serving the bagels in the morning. It's always a good, fun time for them.
Kayaking is one of those things that students oftentimes come out on this program a little bit nervous about. And within a very short amount of time, we give them the skills and the tools that are necessary for them to be able to, as partners, be able to move a boat across an entire inlet, maybe 450 yards out across the bay to a sand spit. So it's really fun to kind of see those students kind of grasp those skills and become successful at maneuvering the boat, working together, and then ultimately get to the other side and just literally play. Run, jump off dunes, roll around in the sand, get over to the beach, splash one another, find bull kelp. They end up doing jump rope and all kinds of games with all the different kind of things that have washed up out of the sea.
Today we hiked to the top of Valencia Peak, and that was really amazing. Even though it was very exhausting, it was definitely worth it to get to the top.
Really and truly what we're looking to do with the Valencia Peak hike, right, is create an experience that has students pushing themselves. We really try to focus on some character traits: grit, tenacity, zest. And the Valencia Peak hike is one of those things that ends up really pushing them there. And ultimately what we want to do is create a reasonable goal for them that they can achieve and really feel that sense of self-accomplishment. And once they make it to the peak, it's a celebration. They really do love it. And it's great to be able to turn around and look back over the bay that we either will be exploring or have been exploring for the past week.
I think my favorite activity was probably tide pooling, because we got to see all those really cool animals. My favorite was the sea hare. That was really cool.
Tide pools are equal parts science and exploration, right? So we also want to create safe boundaries for these students to go out and explore on their own. And tide pooling is a really wonderful way to be able to do that. There is a tremendous amount of marine life that exists in that space between the beach and the crashing ocean. There's no substitute for being able to pick up sea life and be able to hold it. And when you have a sea hare in your hands and there's purple ink oozing out all over your hands, that's something that kids will remember for the rest of their life. One of the things that we end up doing is putting students on a bus, and we leave from Morro Bay State Park, and it's about an hour and 15-minute drive north, just past Hearst Castle, to get to the elephant seals. We feel like it's really important for them to experience that. It's a really special habitat where the elephant seals come out and do some of their calving, and we feel like it's really important for the students to be able to see kind of that creature in its natural habitat, and really just be able to engage with them, be able to see and smell and hear that size of a creature as close as we possibly can. It's a pretty profound experience.
I think that the whole outdoor experience is really amazing, and I love it because I never would have gotten this experience without EOE, and I just love being out in nature. It's really fun. I think it's one of my favorite things about Crossroads because you get to take these amazing trips, and I probably wouldn't have gotten to come here if it wasn't for EOE, so I'm really happy.
Five, 6, 7, went a little green frog one day, went a little green frog, went a little green frog one day, and his eyes went to Hong Kong went a big red truck one day, splat splat went a little green frog, and his eyes don't go anymore because he got gobbled up by a dog. Woof woof!